recruiting, recruiting, recruiting. It is time for it to get hot and heavy. Summer is coming up. June is going to be crazy busy with all these official visits, all these targets coming on campus. Wow. I mean, big names galore coming up to finish up, to finish this class of 2024. Coming up, great start for the Gators, of course, in this class, but we'll see how they finish it out. This month of June will be ever so important in how Florida finishes this class. You hope with all these visits coming up that Florida's going to have most of this class committed heading into the season, and we'll see how it all plays out. But that will go a long way in securing ultimately the signees of this class of 2024. So Florida needs to nail these visits coming up out of the park, and we'll see where it goes from there. A lot of big names to include in the 8 commits Florida already has. Let's move to tight end, and one that maybe has come a little clearer in the last couple of days or the last few days or last couple of weeks. That tight end position, we know Florida's got some numbers there, but still waiting for somebody to just break out under Billy Napier in that tight end position. And you'll look at this group, and when we go through the names here in just a second, but a very athletic group here at the tight end position. And of course, if you go back to February, when we were turning the page from the class of 23 to the class of 2024, Will and I sat here and we went through this tight end group, and the state of Georgia is just loaded with the tight end position. And Georgia already has 2 tight end commitments. And of course, they have a lot to sell at that position. But thankfully, that state is so loaded where there are still a lot of options at the tight end position. And Florida is in the running for a few. Caleb Odom, the highest ranked right now, 85th ranked on 24/7 Sports Composite, 6th overall, 69th on 3, the 4th tight end overall. Jonathan Eccles, 94th overall in the 24/7 Sports Composite, 7th tight end. He's 130th on the On3, 11th rated tight end. Amir Jackson, a name we've been hearing a lot of lately as far as the Gators go, listed as an athlete on 24/7 Sports. He's the 100th overall, 8th ranked athlete, 123rd overall on On3. Walter Matthews is another name we hear a whole lot about as far as the Gators go in the tight end position. And Eric Carner as well from up north. We'll get into all these guys right here, but let's start with Amir Jackson transitioning from wide receiver to tight end, and one where Napier and Russ Callaway are involved. You have to approach it like this for this tight end out of the state of Georgia. Georgia has their tight end commitments, as I just said, and Florida right now sits really good to maybe rebound here for Amir Jackson, and Alabama in the mix too, but Florida seems to be the trending school right now for Amir Jackson. More of a receiving threat right now, of course, having that wide receiver background. Must develop better as a blocker, but you'd certainly love to get this athleticism on the field at this position, something Florida is clearly lacking here at the tight end position. Caleb Odom, versatility to be moved around about as natural as they come, basketball background to his advantage, mismatch with his athleticism, played a lot of outside wide receiver in Georgia in 6A competition. So Amir Jackson, just mentioned, from the state of Georgia. Caleb Odom from the state of Georgia. Now let's move to Walter Matthews. Guess where he's from? From the state of Georgia. So you don't have to go far for your tight end class if you're a Gator. So Walter Matthews, another one from Georgia, as I said, and the name we seem to hear the most out of the tight end position until recently, until this Amir Jackson, until Georgia got their second tight end commit, maybe leaving Amir Jackson now to maybe just where Florida is pretty much the favorite for Amir Jackson right now. But before that, it was Walter Matthews' name we were hearing a whole lot about. So he put Florida in his top 2 along with USC, the Trojans out there out west, and he had a good relationship with William Pigler, but now has started to develop a relationship with Russ Callaway, so the new tight end coach for the Gators as well. He's another tight end with a basketball background, so another one that's athletic, can use that as a mismatch. Common theme here, athletic tight ends have an athletic background, whether it's somebody who played receiver, whether it's somebody who also plays basketball. Florida is trying to target some more athletic types at the tight end position. Walter Matthews is now going to visit June the 9th. He's going to visit USC this weekend. So, of course, you'd love for him. Hopefully, USC doesn't wrap that up and he takes that visit to Florida on June the 9th. So, and here's another thing. Florida, obviously, I think would love to take 2 tight ends. But what happens if Amir Jackson pops first? Does it affect Matthews or maybe the other way around? Do these guys want to be brought in with another tight end? Florida wants 2 tight ends. Ideally, you get Matthews and Amir Jackson, and you're going to have to figure something out in that tight end room because that's just way too many numbers where Florida sits at overall for scholarships and the current roster. But we'll see what it looks like. Jackson, Matthews, I think Florida trending for both those guys. Hopefully, a commit from one or the other doesn't shove the other one off. Caleb Odom, you bring his name up, but kind of trending elsewhere right now. And then keep going now. You can start looking at some commitments. Jonathan Eccles, a Tennessee commit from IMG, laser time 4.8, 6'4", 230, turn tight end prospect. Open to playing edge, but wants to play tight end. He's a great receiving threat as well. Florida should be getting a visit soon, keeping the door open for other schools and a possible flip. And then one more, Eric Carner put Florida in his top 5, but thought to be trending Iowa for a while. He's from the state of Indiana, has an official setup for June the 9th with Iowa on June 23rd. So Florida visit on the 9th, Iowa on June 23rd. So that would be after his Florida visit. We'll see if he's trending Iowa, takes that visit after Florida, maybe something where he trends Iowa, maybe commits after that. Alabama, Iowa, Florida, Michigan State, and Texas A&M are the schools that stand out for the one-time Purdue committed to Purdue at one point. But now list Alabama, Iowa, Florida, Michigan State, Texas A&M as his top 5. So there you go. There's your look at the tight end position. And you've got to think, as I said, Jackson, Matthews, the 2 to look out for, hopefully both. We know Florida has a lot to figure out at that tight end position. Some types of players that don't really, I like Arlis Boardingham's potential as an athletic tight end, but not many more like him on this roster. Clearly see Florida's plan right now at the tight end position to get those athletic type of tight ends. That sale for Gators Breakdown merch still going on, 25% off right now at gatorsbreakdownmerch.com. A lot of new designs up there. If you're watching the YouTube version, you can see them. A lot of summertime vibes with all those new designs right there. You can get it gatorsbreakdownmerch.com. There's t-shirts, there's tank tops, there's some of the traditional designs that we've had. But yeah, a lot of new designs up there to get you summertime going. Support Gators Breakdown, support the Gators in style right here. gatorsbreakdownmerch.com. As I said, 25% off right now using promo code YTShopping25. That's YTShopping25. Use that promo code to get 25% off gatorsbreakdownmerch.com.